Alright, there's an old saying, expectation is the seed of all misery. Um, Here I am, host, Life After Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That's what I'm going to title this video, Life After Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. How do I feel after Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? I'm exhausted. My entire sleep cycle is off. I've only been sleeping 3 or 4 hours at a time throughout the day. I'm having heart palpitations. I've been eating very badly, not eating very much, getting stomach aches. I'm in poor health. After a month of expectation and preparing for this Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, hunting down these Bluetooth controllers, obsessing over it, watching everything I can on it, every bit of media on it, and everything like that. And honestly, I expected much more out of it, but at the same time, I really like it. I like the product. Um, I was fooled by the term rollback netcode. That made me somehow have some kind of false expectation. It's like a term like rollback netcode. I have no idea what that means. Is it made up? Is it a real thing? Um, 38th. Wow, I'm real good at Daytona, huh? Um, yeah, rollback netcode, and that kind of made me think this is going to be the definitive edition for Midway arcade players, people who enjoy the old days of Mortal Kombat. This is going to be the this is going to be the end all be all, perfect, no lag, um, competitive online Mortal Kombat like we've never seen before. That already exists. It's called Fightcade, and I'm going to download it for my Steam Deck. I don't feel like downloading it now, but I'm going to eventually download it. I'm kind of Mortal Kombat out for now. I've spent the last 2 days obsessing over this, playing this digital eclipse. I had to take a break from it because I watched almost the whole entire 4 hour documentary already. The day before that, I just played it for hours and hours and hours. So I'm not downloading Fightcade yet, but I will eventually. But I'm not really that excited about it because I realized I'm not really all about. I'm not part of the competitive Mortal Kombat community. Um, I like playing with my friends. And that was the only thing I was disappointed about, was that I wasn't able to play with Scott Jackman online. But I know I eventually will, because another Digital Eclipse product that came out, the Turtles game, when that first came out, it is a great museum of the game with ROMs and shit. But the online didn't work. It was extremely laggy and stuttery and hard to match up with people, and it was just a mess. Um, it might still be as far as like matchmaking goes, but I did eventually play with my friend Justin Cromer, like years after it came out. Um, this two-player co-op, and it turned out great. Um, so I know eventually I'll be able to play it with Scott Jackman. But I think these hardcore Mortal Kombat players should just stick to Fightcade, um, because the product that they're looking for in this $45 budget game, they're just not going to get Fightcade out of it. Even though it has rollback netcode, whatever the hell that means, that made up phrase. That was the mistake that Digital Eclipse or WB Games or Atari or whoever's behind this scam, if you want to call it that. That was the mistake they made, was making it seem like it was gonna straight out of the box be some kind of like definitive, competitive, end all be all um, Mortal Kombat online experience. I'm sure they already know about Fightcade, and I'm sure they weren't trying to make another Fightcade. They're trying to make what they always make, which is a museum of games that tells the story of how the games are made, and it's just it's a love letter to the game. It's not even really about playing the games. I mean, the the one player experience of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, at least the 32X version, perfect, seamless. I even played the Super Nintendo version plugged into my good HDMI outlet and with my Super Nintendo controller, and I did eventually. I don't know if I got used to the lag, or maybe it didn't have the lag after it wasn't plugged into the capture device. But I did eventually. I was getting the fatalities. I was winning the winning the matches. So it's good enough. Um, that one time that I did play online, where I was able to connect, where it was all laggy and shit, and I fought Jax, I just felt dirty. I just, it. I didn't get any satisfaction out of that win. That guy was a good Jax, and he knew all the Jax's moves. He probably loves Jax, and I just played so dirty just to win, and I realized that something after that is about the way I play Mortal Kombat. I was guilty about the way I played Mortal Kombat 1 with John Claude Van Damme spamming the fuck out of people. People telling me after I beat him that I'm the worst player they've ever seen, even though I beat him. Um, and I just realized I'm not a martial artist, I'm a fighter. Martial arts is a religion, Kung Fu being Buddhism, karate being Shintoism. And religions have values and stuff like that, and honor and obedience and discipline and all these things that go into it. And maybe like a really good Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 player that knows all the dial combos and shit like that, and they are a martial artist. It is like art what they do, and that's the thing. That's like the beautiful thing about Mortal Kombat 3 is that it was like so evolved compared to the other versions that the learning curve was extremely steep. It takes a lot of dedication to get good at that game, and I never was. I've always been Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, and I learned how to win in that. And the way to win is to spam the fuck out of people and do jump kicks and shit. And that's how me and my friends played. We called it playing cheap. It was like almost a contest of who could be the most cheap. Trust me, I'm the most cheap. But I win. And if I was in a fight in real life, I wouldn't try to box the person. I'd take them to the ground and smash their fucking skull on the pavement. And that's why I'm a fighter and I'm not a martial artist. Because I don't see it as a game. I don't see Mortal Kombat as a game. it's about winning, and I don't want to do that to strangers. I don't want to expose my dirtiness and my ugliness to the world. That can just stay trapped in Pandora's box. And when I do eventually play Scott Jackaman, I'm sure he will win some matches because he grew up playing with me and he knows how to circumvent my cheapness. But like playing against strangers online, I feel like, I mean, if I'm even guilty about the way I beat them and the way I win, if it gives me no satisfaction but guilt beating people, imagine how they feel. They're traumatized probably by the sheer cheapness of how I play. I'm sure I probably can't pull that shit on Fightcade because those motherfuckers seem serious. I heard they don't even like it if you don't have it plugged into an Ethernet. And I don't plan on plugging it into an Ethernet. I plan on having it on my Steam Deck. So it'll be fun to troll those uptight assholes. But I was just like thinking in my head, like, this Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection reminds me of something. Something that I thought was a game, going to be like a real game experience, but it's more of a novelty, it's more of a toy. And I figured out what it was. It's my Mortal Kombat arcade 1-up cocktail cabinet of Mortal Kombat games. The joystick is real loose, and it's just not the ideal environment for playing competitive, Evo, serious Mortal Kombat. It's a product based on nostalgia, and that's the demographic who they're selling it to, and that's a demographic who they're selling Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection to. At least the physical edition of it, console edition of it. I mean, a lot of people have a theory that they released the digital before the physical as sort of a grand experience for the hardcore players to be kind of a research and development beta testers for everything that's wrong with it. So by the time they put out the actual product, they'll have everything fixed. I hope that's true. I hope that that would be great if I can really experience some competitive online Mortal Kombat for whenever the physical version comes out in a month or two, and they bring out this supposed, rollback netcode, whoop-de-doo, serious online virtual arcade or whatever the hell they're calling it. I'll be great. That'll be great. I'm not very optimistic about that though, but overall, I'm very satisfied with the product. If I look at it for what it is, it's a budget game. All the 3D artwork in the beginning is AI. They're only looking to make money off of it. when you initially buy it, there's not going to be DLC. There's not going to be microtransactions and shit like how WB always has been doing it with NetherRealm games ever since they acquired them. This isn't a NetherRealm game. It's a Digital Eclipse game. I don't think NetherRealm had anything to do with this game. I don't think they care. They put out a fucking cartoon and a live action touring thing. The only people that hold Mortal Kombat up on a pedestal of purity are these nerds on Fightcade that that are just a hobbyist group. There is no marketability to a hardcore competitive online experience for 30 something year old games. People are going to buy that game for their dad and he's going to be completely satisfied with it, playing it on his kid's Nintendo or whatever, and remembering the old times. He won't even notice there's lag. He doesn't even know how to go online. That's who that game's made for. And all these nerds on YouTube, these Mortal Kombat experts, are all up in arms. It's like they've never been so triggered in their life. And I just have realized I'm not part of that group. I'm not. The anticipation of this game, I've been introduced to this group. I guess I've become more well acquainted with this group because I already am like. It is. I mean, I'm a rabid Mortal Kombat fan. Just in the same way that like people are Disney fans and stuff. It's not just about going to the amusement park and shit like that. It's about the characters and the movies and just the whole entire evergreen property. I get excited when a new Mortal Kombat game comes out. And I followed when Mortal Kombat 1 came out. And I was very excited that it had Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. I played it for a couple of months and went through the storyline, enjoyed it for what it is. It's kind of a bullshit story. They need to bring John Tobias back. I'm not into multiverses. And I did play the online for a while, and it was well made. It had cross play, and it worked very well. But it just gave me anxiety and guilt about the way I play. And even when I played with my friends, I didn't have fun because of the way I played. I felt guilty about the way I played. But I think once they fix, I'm fully confident that they will fix, like just playing with your friends. It will be a satisfactory experience, just because the same thing happened with Ninja Turtles. They eventually made it so you could play it with your friends. But I'm not looking to be some like competitive king of the hill, king of Mortal Kombat on this toy. And that's what Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is. It's a mix between a museum and a toy. And I love it for that. I'm going to probably watch the documentary over and over again. They have a lot of stuff that was on YouTube, but like extended versions of it. And they have a lot of cool information. Like they got They have like pictures of like the Deadpool was supposed to have people hanging from chains and have them dip in the acid throughout the match and turn into skeletons, but it was like a budget issue and they didn't end up doing it. I love learning little things like that and like seeing alternate versions of fatalities and little gifs. Everything it has to offer. I'm happy about everything that it has to offer, and I'm not going to let these nerds that were expecting something different from it to ruin my experience of enjoying it. I like it, and I'm not a bootlicker of NetherRealm Studios or WB Games or Atari or anything like that. WB Games is about to not exist anymore. Um, WB is up for sale. All these big corporations, these big movie studios and shit, they're all merging like Clear Channel or some shit. Everything's being conglomerated or whatever. Mortal Kombat's going to be owned by somebody else soon. So I'm sure WB Games was like, how can we squeeze just a little bit more money out of owning Mortal Kombat? Just one last profit from the property until we are absorbed into another studio. I just see it for what it is. But I think a company like Digital Eclipse, even though they're owned by Atari now, I think the people who work there take pride in their work, and they have dignity and integrity, and I'm sure they will fix it the best that they can with the budget that they're given. I'm sure they'll keep working on it because that's just the kind of company that they are. But I don't expect any more support from WB Games. I think WB Games probably had a huge crunch. They're probably still crunching them right now, getting ready for this physical edition to have it so it doesn't have a horrible reputation like the digital edition has when it first comes out. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on them. They were given a year to make the game, and from everything that the research I've done, they should have given them at least 2 years to work on this game. And that's why the internet part of it sucks right now, because they weren't given enough time. Probably because even if the internet works good, they're not going to make any money off of it. That's all they care about. That's all WB Games cares about is making more money off of it. They're not going to. It's not like um, Mortal Kombat 1 or Mortal Kombat 11 or X, where they can, you know, charge people to buy costumes and one button fatalities and and all kinds of different DLCs and microtransactions. It's the final product is the final product, and when you look at it like that, it's realistic. That's the realistic way to look at it, and that's why I'm not bitching and complaining, and acting like it's anything else than it is. Anything different than what it actually is. It's it is what it is. And it's not what they thought it was going to be. I mean, it's not what I thought it was going to be either, but that's okay. I mean, as far as the museum part of it, it exceeded my expectations. But I did expect to be able to play online with people when it first came out. Play with my friends online when it first came out. But shit happens, you know. When Mortal Kombat 9 came out, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but the very night that Mortal Kombat 9 came out, the PlayStation Network went down. For a month, it got hacked. And it was the same situation. I had all my friends ready for this big reboot of Mortal Kombat. Bought Sean Hirsch a headset. Had everybody ready to play. Just organized all my friends together, getting ready for this. I've been anticipating it for months and months. I bought 2 different special editions. First, I bought the one with the arcade stick, but it was delayed on Amazon. I wasn't going to get it till the next day or something, so I went to Walmart at midnight and bought the collector's edition with the statues. I still have them, the little bookends of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And yeah, I have fond memories of the messiness of that launch. I used the delay of online to my advantage. I got acquainted with the game, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this Legacy collection. I'm gonna get acquainted with the games again, playing one player by myself until the online finally does work, and I'll be ready. I'll be good. But you know, all these people making a big fuss about it, like in the name of consumer protection or all this bullshit. Go on Fightcade. Those are the passionate hobbyists. That's free. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, you're just paying for the license of ROMs that you can get for free. And with a budget title, even though it has rollback net code, quote unquote, you're not going to get a AAA online experience with a $45 game. It's meant to be a museum and a nostalgia piece. It's just not the definitive Mortal Kombat collection that you thought it would be. And I never needed it to be that. I just wanted to play Mortal Kombat 32X with Scott Jackman. That was the only online features I was truly interested in. I just love the idea of having all the old Mortal Kombats on one collection, and I'm very glad it's part of my collection. I'm gonna buy it, the physical edition on Switch again, Switch 2, because the whole game is on one game card. It's not a game key card. It's in 20 years when I'm old as fuck and I want to play the game again, and the Nintendo Switch services are down, and don't exist anymore, I'll be able to pop in the card and play the whole game. But I'm sure by then they'll have all the old Mortal Kombats on a collection on the new systems. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 11, not those will be old Mortal Kombats. They'll be available on a collection. They'll probably have Mortal Kombat 1 through 15 on a nostalgia collection by then. And maybe the internet will work by then. Maybe you won't need a Ethernet cable when playing competitively and not being chastised. Maybe, the internet will be so advanced that it'll be like playing in real life. But if you want to be professional, don't buy a Nash skateboard from Walmart. Go and buy a real skateboard from a real skate shop, and that's what Fightcade is. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a Nash skateboard. It's $45. I was wondering why this wasn't on Jaguar on my Bato Sierra. So I'm glad this is on here. Tempest 3000 or Tempest 2000, made by Jeff Minter. That's another Digital Eclipse product that I just recently bought for $15. That has all the things you expect out of a Digital Eclipse game. Lots of videos of Jeff Minter explaining the history of Llamasoft, and you can experience the games in between. Most of the games I played for like 5 minutes, but that's not what it was about. It was about hearing the story of Llamasoft, and it definitely wasn't about playing some llama game from a 1980s computer, some like game that's Defender but with llamas, and expecting a seamless online experience playing that. I'm sure there's some kind of way in the very depths of the internet to competitively play online Llamasoft games, but that's something a hobbyist created, a very niche hobbyist. And I understand there's a huge Mortal Kombat Midway Games community, and they are up in arms right now. But they just had way too much faith in a budget product made by the equivalent of video game museum curators. I guess, it's a shame it's Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat people take very seriously. I take Mortal Kombat very seriously. And I guess we were just all fooled by this hype of this rollback netcode. and we've been waiting for this product for so long. There hadn't been a Mortal Kombat original collection since Xbox 360 and PS3 era. But even that was just um, a side project to get people back into Mortal Kombat, to hype them up for Mortal Kombat 9 coming out. Um, this is capitalism. This is a business. And there's a market demographic. I'm sorry to say, hardcore Mortal Kombat competitive players, you're not profitable to them. You might have been in the 90s, but not anymore. You can consider Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and Trilogy, and all the games included in the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Those are all dead games. I mean, even the Mortal Kombat franchise, even after Mortal Kombat 1, it's not exactly in the best place right now. It's not exactly um, very popular right now. Um, so I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. No one's going to watch this anyway, but so to give my opinion.